Welcome to the Wellness Lab Digest, where we help you to absorb powerful, life-changing insights from top wellness experts with our daily bite-sized wellness podcast summaries. Each episode is packed with distilled, powerful takeaways to boost your health and well-being. To support this podcast, please scroll down on whatever app you're listening. Ratings and reviews are helpful. Even better, just send the show to a friend. Check out our sponsors at the bottom of the page, or simply click the Support the Show link below the episode description.
Exercise is the fountain of youth? Not quite. Today we're discussing how physical activity may actually be the key to slowing down aging, and it's not for the reasons you might think.
Oh, that's an intriguing twist. What's the science behind this?
Well, it all comes down to how our bodies evolved. Harvard professor Daniel Lieberman has been challenging some long-held beliefs about our ancestors and exercise. For starters, those hunter-gatherers we often picture as supermuscular, they weren't exactly walking around with six-packs.
Really? But I thought our ancestors were incredibly strong from all that hunting and gathering.
That's the common assumption, but Lieberman argues that while they were certainly strong, they weren't bulked up like bodybuilders. It all comes down to calories. Building and maintaining muscle is incredibly expensive in terms of energy.
So, you're saying our bodies are trying to be efficient with their resources?
Exactly. Lieberman points out that we spend about 30 to 40% of our metabolism just maintaining our muscles, even when we're not using them. It's like having a gas-guzzling sports car that burns fuel, even when it's parked in the garage.
Wow, that's a significant energy cost. So how does this relate to our ancestors?
Well, in environments where food was scarce, having too much muscle could be a liability. Our bodies evolved a use-it-or-lose-it system. If those muscles aren't contributing to survival, our physiology is quick to downsize them to save energy.
That makes sense. But how does this connect to aging and exercise?
Here's where it gets really interesting. Lieberman and his colleagues recently published a paper called The Active Grandparent Hypothesis. It challenges the idea that when you get old, you should retire and slow down.
Oh, that's fascinating. What did they find?
Well, contrary to our modern notion of retirement, Lieberman found that in non-industrial societies, grandparents are often just as active as younger adults. They're out in the fields farming or hunting and gathering food for their families.
That's quite different from the image we have of grandparents today, isn't it?
Absolutely. And here's the kicker. This activity isn't just beneficial for their families, it's crucial for the grandparents' own health and longevity. Lieberman cites a famous study by Ralph Paffenbarger at Harvard Medical School that looked at the effects of exercise on aging among Harvard alumni.
And what did that study show?
The results were pretty mind-blowing. They found that as people get older, the effect of exercise on increasing lifespan actually becomes more pronounced. For people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who were exercising, they had a 50% lower death rate compared to their sedentary peers.
That's a huge difference. But how does exercise actually help us age better?
Well, it's all about stress and repair. When we exercise, we're actually stressing our bodies in various ways, causing little tears in our muscles, producing reactive oxygen species, damaging proteins. But here's the key. We evolved to be physically active, so our bodies have mechanisms to repair all this damage.
So the exercise triggers these repair mechanisms?
Exactly. And here's the really cool part. These repair mechanisms often overshoot. So not only do they fix the damage caused by exercise, but they actually improve our overall health and slow down the aging process.
That's fascinating. It's like our bodies are designed to thrive on this cycle of stress and repair.
Absolutely. And it's why physical activity is so crucial throughout our lives, not just when we're young. It's a powerful tool for maintaining health and vitality as we age.
This really challenges a lot of our assumptions about aging and retirement. But what about the idea that sitting is bad for us? I've heard it called the new smoking.
That's another myth Lieberman tackles. He cites a study by his former student, Dave Reichlin, which found that hunter-gatherers actually sit as much as we do in the West, about 9.9 hours a day for the average Hadza, a well-studied hunter-gatherer group in Tanzania.
9.9 hours? That's surprising. So sitting isn't inherently bad?
Well, not exactly. Lieberman clarifies that it's not the act of sitting itself that's problematic. It's what we do with the rest of our time. Hunter-gatherers might sit a lot, but when they're up, they're engaging in physically demanding activities.
So it's about balance?
Precisely. The issue with our modern lifestyle is that we've replaced those active periods with more sitting at work, in the car, on the couch. It's the prolonged, uninterrupted sitting that's the real problem.
How can we apply this knowledge to our daily lives?
Well, Lieberman suggests breaking up long periods of sitting with short bouts of activity. Even just getting up every 15 minutes or so can make a difference. It's about hitting the refresh button on your body regularly.
That sounds doable, but it does make you wonder. Do we need a complete lifestyle overhaul to truly align with our evolutionary programming?
It's a great question. Lieberman argues that our modern world has created a mismatch between our biology and our environment. We're surrounded by temptations that undermine our health, from processed foods to sedentary lifestyles.
And the consequences are pretty evident, aren't they?
Absolutely. We're seeing a rise in preventable diseases, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, certain types of cancer, arthritis, osteoporosis, even mental health issues like depression and anxiety. These are all linked to our modern lifestyles.
It's a sobering thought. We've created a world where we have to consciously choose to be healthy.
Exactly. It's the paradox of progress. We've made incredible advancements, but in doing so, we've created new challenges to our well-being. The key is finding ways to bridge the gap between our modern lives and our ancient biologies.
So, what's the takeaway here? How can we apply this knowledge to improve our lives?
Well, I think the main message is that movement is medicine. We don't need to become hunter-gatherers, but we do need to prioritize physical activity throughout our lives. It's not just about looking good or losing weight. It's about activating those crucial repair and maintenance mechanisms in our bodies.
And it's never too late to start, right?
Absolutely not. In fact, Lieberman's research suggests that the benefits of exercise become even more pronounced as we age. So whether you're 25 or 85, getting moving can have a profound impact on your health and longevity.
This has been incredibly enlightening. It really challenges a lot of our assumptions about exercise, aging, and how our bodies work.
It does, doesn't it? And I think that's the beauty of science. It constantly pushes us to question our assumptions and look at things from new angles. As we wrap up, I think the key message here is that our bodies are incredible, adaptable machines. They're designed to move, to be challenged, and to repair themselves. By understanding and working with our evolutionary heritage, we can unlock the secrets to healthier, more vibrant lives at any age.
Well said. It's a powerful reminder that we're not just passive observers in our health journey. We have the power to influence how we age and how we feel.
Absolutely. And on that note, I think it's time for us to get up and move a bit, don't you? Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and most importantly, keep moving.
Thank you for listening to the Wellness Lab Digest. If you have received value from the podcast, I have 3 asks of you. 1, share the show with your friends and send them a link to the show. 2, please leave a rating and review in whatever app you're listening. And last but not least, please let me know what topics you would like us to cover in the future. You can contact me by sending me a message using the Send Us a Text link below the episode description.